All right, we are live. Hi,
Weird.
Jess. I'm going to hop over to Instagram momentarily and click the button over there. I'm just waiting for it to connect.
Okay.
And we are live on Instagram.
I'm going to share in
our groups.
Yep. Sorry, my trying to form words. Hold on.
I understand that things have been kind of glitchy today, and I think it's we have Mercury and the Sun coming together, and it's just been like extra. I don't know. It's been interesting the past couple of days. It feels like a Mercury retrograde, and it's not.
I can relate to that. I kind of feel like almost like I'm in an alternate reality. I mean, I'm not. Obviously, we're here, but it just doesn't feel quite like my feet are on the ground, which is weird. It's probably Pisces.
I'm feeling that too.
Way, some dreamy, watery, whatnots.
Exactly.
Yep. I know. So Ursula, you know me, so I can talk like that, and it makes sense to you. But other people probably like, what? I just feel like I'm not not that I'm exactly in a dream or something, but like it's odd. It's been not bad or good, just I don't know.
Yeah, things
Can
just feel a little warped.
To me, Lucy?
Well, I mean, we had the full moon on. It was early Saturday morning. So I think that is contributing to it. But the other thing too is that there was a huge cell network outage last week as well. So all of it really does feel Mercury retrograde-ish, but it's certainly not Mercury retrograde. Mercury is inching closer and closer to a conjunction with the sun, like on the other side. So we can't see it right now, but it's been really curious how and Saturn's there too. So like all the three of them coming together and kind of culminating now and around the full moon has been the lived experience. Has been internet connection problems and just feeling, dreams have been extremely vivid, and it's just been sort of an otherworldly experience.
Yes.
So, yeah.
At least it
hopefully
makes...
What?
At least it makes sense, like
astrologically.
Way, yes.
Yeah. Yep. So, are we shared?
Yes.
Okay. Excellent. So if you are joining us live or catching the replay, welcome to Tuesday Live Readings with Sea Goddess Healing Arts. Today we have myself and Jess.
Hi.
And Jess, have you picked decks to work with today?
Yep. I'm back to my normal 4.
Okay.
Just the ones I feel most comfortable with. So this is now we know this is Kyle Gray. After a year of me being like, I don't know. Right, Kyle Gray, angel of some kind. Avalon, and then power animals, and then this one I call my grandma deck. This is the deck that I allow spirits to come through if I'm doing a reading like this. It's the way I integrate cards and mediumship. I find that if I say this is a mediumship reading, I end up with a lot of pressure from myself, and I'm not sure why. So I hack myself by saying, okay, if you want to come through here, those are there. So if I'm drawn to that deck, it's someone coming through. And that's just how I get around my own roadblocks with that. So nice. It's not called Grandma Deck. It's just what it is for me. That one, I'm not even sure what it is. Saints and angels of some kind. The grandmas, they love their saints and angels, it seems.
They sure do take on their own personality once we start working with them, don't they?
Indeed. It's interesting. Yeah. It was a gift to someone else, and then I stole it back because it was just like, I don't know, became part of the rotation. It's funny.
Nice.
How about you? What do you got? What you got?
I am still working with Peace Warrior.
I love that.
As we're still in that Mercury Venus coming close together energy, and Soul's Journey lesson cards, which I always pick for Saturnian energy, which we're also in right now. Like I said, when we opened, Saturn and the Sun are coming together in the sign of Pisces. And last year, when Saturn moved into Pisces, the Sun was already kind of past, already in like mid Pisces. So this is the first Sun, Saturn, and Pisces energy that we're experiencing in like 30 years.
Okay, so
That brings up
was
responsibility,
8th
boundaries.
grade.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, that was an interesting year, actually. As interesting as a 13-year-old, whatever could be. But yeah, weird. Not weird.
Mm-hmm.
Actually.
Yep. It's all in cycles.
Interesting. So 30, does Saturn work in 30-year cycles, or does it just happens to be
27, 30 years? Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. That's why we experience Saturn returns at those ages, 30, 60, and 90, 120, if you make it that far. Hopefully we will.
Saturn reminds me of Pluto when it comes around, I feel, in a way.
They share a similar bring you to your knees life lessons sort of vibe, yeah.
Hang on and recognize, or be humbled and deal with it. Like, that's how I feel. It's different, but it's the same in that way. Like, this is happening, so how are you gonna deal with it? You know? Oh.
Face the reality of the situation.
Right.
Or don't, and then it'll carry with you.
Do or don't.
Yeah, pretty much.
It's harsh, but like necessary. So I'm never cursing those planets. I'm always just like, all right, I'm gonna like buckle my seatbelt and put on my headgear, and like, it's the best you can do, and like learn from what's going on. I feel like.
Yeah.
It's been crunchy. This whole year since I turned, since right before 42, but this whole, you did warn me, and you were right.
So we have Denise online with us. Hello, Denise.
Hi, Denise.
So glad that you're here. And just a reminder, if you'd like us to pull a card for you, just let us know. And thank you, Denise. So I had this. Denise, let me know if it's okay for me to share about that experience, and then I'll talk a little bit about it.
You had
so yeah, but she said yes, please. Okay, so I had what Denise is calling a soul story session, which was a guided art session with Denise, and this is something I believe that she is going to start offering as an instructor, which I encourage because it was awesome. Jess, have you done one with her too?
No.
Okay, so it's mostly just pretty much giving you the space to get into your creative space with watercolor painting.
Oh my gosh.
And
okay, so right away I know I have to do it.
Yeah, I highly recommend.
Oh my god.
And it's just and then she also gave me instructions. There was like a 5-shape test from this one teacher, and that was very revealing and really, really cool. So there's like it gets you into your creative space, but it also gives you a lot of information on a soul lesson level, kind of like perfect with the Saturnian energy we were talking about, because it kind of gives you, based on the test results and then kind of what comes through the art, which she said she's still working on for me. So I'll get more information from Denise when she analyzes the colors that I picked and the strokes that I used and that kind of thing. Sort of like, where I am on my path, essentially. So,
and that's all your subconscious too.
Exactly.
That's super interesting. I'm always intrigued by what my subconscious has to say.
Yeah. It was cool. It was really cool. And we did it virtually and it worked perfectly. So there were no
that's good news.
I didn't feel like I lost anything doing it virtually. So the ability to offer them in that way and also in person, I think she's going to try and do as well.
Oh, Denise.
Was really, really cool.
I hope you do.
Denise is Yeah, Denise is fantastic. Beautiful, beautiful teacher.
It sounds so intriguing. Yeah, I'm definitely interested in that.
Yeah.
Watercolors.
And it was just really cool because it was right around the full moon. And this is how I work with lunar cycles. I always talk about this. I like the long game. So new moon to full moon in the same sign. And the full moon was in Virgo on Saturday morning. And my creative space in my chart is Virgo.
Oh.
So the intention that I set when the moon was new in Virgo was to dive more deeply into my creativity, because I feel like that's one area that still hasn't kind of surfaced for me in this whole like new spiritual reawakening path and everything that I'm doing now in my life.
Mhm.
And it culminated, like, I didn't know Denise 6 months ago really, and we hadn't really connected one-on-one yet. And it all just like in perfect divine synchronicity all just worked out, and we had our session on 222, which was also pretty cool.
Oh my goodness. Well, that's how it
Yeah.
goes. You can't even make it up, you know? That's
Yeah.
amazing.
So, and I always say, like, there's something, if you set those intentions with the new moon, something will culminate at 6 months later at the full moon.
Yep,
So it just works.
between. Oh my.
Yeah.
Yes.
So yeah.
Trust versus
And
the concrete things that my conscious brain like wants to be able to write a list or wants to be able to project this, or I'm a list maker, but I'm also like, it's just, I'm just a walking contradiction. The trust is always difficult.
I know.
But you also know that that's where the magic lies, and it's like, why? And the answer is because. That's why.
And yeah, and Denise, she's just such a beautiful teacher. I'm so excited to get to meet her. So the last comment she made, Jess, is a pretty good segue, since we don't have any reading requests just yet, so we can talk about our retreat a little bit if you'd like.
Fantastic. I'm so excited. Oh, I'm gonna pack my gong. I'm gonna ding it right now though. And then after that it's going in I'm packing it. I just have, speaking of list making, I've got like 5 different lists of things to bring, and I'm excited.
We are in our preparation couple days before we all culminate in Vermont. And just so everybody knows, we still have some tickets available for the full weekend as well as the day passes, and the full retreat tickets will only be on sale until tomorrow at 11:59 p.m. So if you've been on the fence or you haven't yet registered, I suggest doing that today or tomorrow. We still have space, like I said. So Jess, do you want to share a little bit about the workshop that you'll be teaching?
Yeah, sure. So I'm an orgonite maker, and I have been developing my skills, I guess, for about 5 years now, which is wild. Actually, I haven't done that math. I guess 5. So, and like during that time, my learning has mostly been trial and error and reading and figuring things out. And so I consider myself pretty advanced in the maker's world. I have never said that out loud before, but I got really awesome feedback from this huge lamp thing that I made. Got really great feedback from a couple of like the OG makers, like the couple dudes that were just like nice build, and I'm like, oh, really? You know,
Geeking out.
So yes, I put together my very first workshop, orgonite making workshop, for others to make their own pieces and bring them home with them. That was quite interesting because I had to figure out how to streamline the whole thing, because I get up here in my little workshop and get all mad scientisty up here and can get like so into like different techniques and how do I blah blah blah, and I'm like, no, nobody, just, you know. So I had to be like, how do I make this streamlined and easy? And it was just super interesting. So I came to the decision to get silicone cupcake liners as the molds. So there's 20, that means everyone will be able to make 2 pieces, and I did a trial run, so they'll be in a puck shape, which is traditionally pyramid and puck shape. Organites are like the most functional type. Myself, I got really bored with, not that they're not awesome, but I got bored, and so I branched out into like pendants and whimsical things. Dragons and mermaids and
I see you're wearing your
all
moon.
the things. But so I just made one to see if it was feasible.
That's
and so
cool.
what people will take home, I'll have different colors, different glitters you can add. You don't even need to though. And mixed stones, and I'm bringing aluminum and copper. They'll be powerful. They will be very functional, and you can add colors and glitters or not, because really all it needs is, that's the beautiful thing, is like, even if I mess it up or it doesn't come out exactly how I had wanted to, they still work. So even the rejects are not rejects. So like I just take the things and that I wouldn't sell or didn't turn out, and I gift it. Gifting, it's like when you basically like just making organite and putting it near like high concentrations of radiation. Like I'll take my rejects and do a drive-by, and I'll chuck them at cell towers, which is very fun also, because I just love throwing stuff. So it's a win-win. But so usually, like if I'm making a huge batch to gift, which is like gifting to the earth is what is kind of short for, I guess, I use muffin tins, just because it's like, and I don't add dyes or anything. It's just metal, resin, and clear quartz. And it usually turns out like this. But we'll get a little fancier than that. But just so you know that this is actually a traditional shape. And so you're not missing out on anything. But yeah, so it'll be streamlined, and you'll have at least two bigger pieces like this to bring home. And I found some really fun like silicone ice cube molds that we can make some like strawberries and cactuses or seashells or whatever if you want, if not. But anyway, I just rambled. But that's my first ever workshop teaching others how to make the organite. So I'm excited about that. Nervous too, but you know me. My stages that I go through, don't you, Ursula?
Yes, I do. Well, that is super cool.
Of how like, so this would probably be the simplest. I just pulled this baby out of the mold, like just an example
Wow.
of kind of like graduated into making stuff like this. But I started here, and I still make these, like I said, to drive around and chuck at places.
Chuck your puck.
Yeah, puck chucking. That's what I do. I'm a going puck chucking, but yeah. Anywho, that's that.
I have one puck that sits next to our Wi-Fi router, and that one is much more beautiful than the one that I have. So I am really, really, really looking forward to that in particular, because Jess's creations are beautiful. So getting the kind of behind the scenes feeling and look is really exciting to me, because I get to learn more about her process.
Mm-hmm. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Yes. Once I do it once, I'll be like, this was great. What was I scared of? So
yeah, once you get going, you'll just get in your groove. I feel the same way. It's like getting over that hump of the nervous energy.
It's like me getting over like, oh my God, what am I going to say? And then it's like, well, I can't even stop talking. So it's, again, opposites inside.
Uh-huh. Denise is saying she's nervous too, and it's her first big workshop. So yeah, Denise is going to be our guest teacher. So we're really excited for that. And hello, Fidget Gal. Hello, Christine. How are you? So the retreat includes that workshop that Jess is teaching, the one that Denise is teaching.
Fidget has a night, I think. Pyramids.
Yeah. Fidget Gal.
Yeah. Terry too. Oh, hi, Terry. Cool.
Oh, Terry's on too.
I'm teaching an organite workshop finally, ladies. I was just saying that. Anyway.
Yeah. We have a lovely, lovely group that's coming, and we're just so excited. And Mandy will be teaching Illuminate Your Inner Goddess. Lexi will be teaching Soul Body Movement, which is really cool. So we'll all have our individual workshops, and then we're teaching 2 together. One is our Stellar Radiance 5D chakra angelic Reiki balancing meditation. So that's going to be a beautiful one. We've done that a couple of times already, and everyone seems to love it. And then I'm teaching astrological aromatherapy, and that'll also be a make and take. Everyone will be able to make an inhaler with the oil that resonates with their sun sign. So that'll be my kind of first make and take workshop. I've offered it a couple of times, but haven't actually gotten a chance to teach it yet. So I'm pretty excited about that. And then we'll be doing some star bathing after that with our inhalers. So I'm super excited about that. And then the other one we're doing together is our psychic development workshop. So all workshops are included in the retreat, as well as lodging and meals. And we are just so excited, and things are coming together really nicely. So you have a little under 48 hours left to get your tickets if you want to join us. And like I said, full retreat and day passes are available. So moving on from that, Jess, we've got several people that have joined now. So
Cool.
If anyone likes a reading, if anyone wants a reading, just let us know. And if not, just hang out with us and we'll just keep talking. But definitely drop that in the comments. There was a thing that I saw this morning when I was setting up the stream for today, that there was an issue with sharing the live video on YouTube for some reason. So I see everyone that's joining is primarily Facebook. So I'm wondering if that's an issue. Yeah. So Denise and Christine both want readings, Jess. So I'm actually going to pull the link and get that shared in the comments for anybody that wants to watch us on YouTube. Can you start with Christine and then I'll do Denise?
Sure. Okay, let's see what's up. Okay, so I'm drawn to my Avalon deck here. Let's take a little peek. Is there any just a general? Oh, I'm sorry, my cat Sid. My kitten's being a pest. Okay. All right. So I'm gonna pull a couple. Oh. All right. So, okay. So I pulled fear, restriction, and in my mind's eye, I asked for some clarification on that because, you know, what? And I pulled the love card. So, okay. So I'm feeling like if there's restriction or like non-movement in the love life, I think that the restriction is your fear of opening up to the point where it would be a real love type of situation. Each one of these cards has a path, and the fear card is just piled in with rocks. And like it's very difficult to climb through that path. But the thing is that path is still there. So it's saying it's like not immovable, and then the restriction, sorry. The restriction card, there's a path. The shadows I'm seeing are like, representing the restriction. But so it's not, there's clear light to follow. And then the love card has up. You're going to be climbing a bit. But each stair is solid and it's all in the sunshine. So I'm feeling like it's important for you to open your heart despite like the fear of being hurt. I feel like that might be what it is. Maybe it's tied to the past, maybe not. But I'm just feeling like the restriction, if there's a restriction there, it's internal. It's not that love isn't there to be had. It's that your heart chakra is not wide enough open to receive the type of love that is there for you. I'm gonna pull one more from my animal deck, just to, like, as a what do we do with this type of thing. I feel like I have similar internal situation there, perhaps. So okay, so I pulled Black Panther, passion, follow your passion. So I think that finding what makes you like really excited and motivated and inspired, doing that and those things regularly will reconnect you with your with like a younger version of you who didn't have walls up yet. And so through that, maybe even it's just, maybe it's artwork or something, through doing that, your heart will open because you'll be reminded of your own self before life happened, kind of. And so then I think also through those activities, you'll meet kindred spirits that would be like worthy of even you opening up for, because yeah, who wants to open themselves up and be extremely vulnerable just to be like, to find that someone is unworthy. So that's why I think that focusing on things that light you up in a way that you were before life happened, you'll meet people that are worthy of opening up to. And so the fear feels like it'll kind of like dissipate on its own through the action of doing what makes your heart feel happy, like in actions. Like, is it going hiking? Is it, I mean, anything like that, that doesn't involve someone else. I think starting there, it will like dissolve all of this on the path to this. Of course, there's self-love involved in there too. Yeah, so my advice in that situation is remember what little Christine loved to do. Go make a mud pie. I don't know why I just said that, but maybe go make a mud pie. I don't know. Oh, you're coming, so let's go make. We got a date for a mud pie, girl. So, yeah, I hope that resonates. It doesn't feel negative, as in like whatever outcome this is. It kind of feels like a little bit of a like roadmap, or just like, oh, we're doing it. We're making mud pies. That's it. It's on. She might think I'm kidding, but Ursula knows I'm not.
No, I don't think she does, and I think she'll be into it. I love that for Christine. Oh, she says thank you. Oh, yeah. All right, Jess, we have some other requests that rolled in as you are reading for Christine. So we have Denise, Fidget Gal, Terry, and Beth. Hey, Beth. Thanks for hopping on. So I will read for Denise. I have her cards pulled. And then you'll have Fidget Gal, and I believe she said something about animals. Yeah. So there's birds are popping into her space.
Mm-hmm.
So there's that guidance for that one. And then
they're talking
Terry.
Yeah,
Terry and Beth. So Denise, the two cards that came up for you from the Soul's Journey Lesson Cards deck, gratitude. And the message on the card is, I am thankful for this life and the opportunities that it presents. And whenever I work with this deck, I always say that and remind everyone that I always, always, always pay attention to the colors, and each one has a different mandala on it. And we actually talked about mandalas in our session. So this is pretty cool that I picked this deck for today. So green is heart chakra, and then we have throat, and then we have crown up here in the purple. So dropping into your heart space has been a very important theme and message with all of the energies that we've had going on this last week, with Mars and Venus coming together, with the full moon that we had, with Saturn and the sun coming together. It's all very much taking responsibility for things and allowing things to fall away that are no longer serving our highest good and disturbing our peace. So what does our heart want was a big theme that I discussed in the Astro-Weather check that I did last week. So just remember that this is that message, I think, speaking to you very specifically about being able to let go and be grateful for the things that even were not the most awesome experiences. But staying in that higher vibration of gratitude is a really important reminder, especially right now, for whatever's coming up or whatever did come up in the last week. And then from the Peace Warrior deck, we got the Let Go card. So we've been in this big energy of surrender with all the planets that we have in Pisces. The energy is very much about letting go and surrender and just trusting in spirit, like Jess and I were talking about earlier. So the number on that card is 23. That boils down to a 5, which is change. We have to let go sometimes in order to make space for what we actually want in our lives. And the message on the card is the universe has the solutions for your earthly problems. And these all come with an angel action. So I just want to read that from the book real quick, because I feel like this is important for you, Denise. The angel action for the Let Go card is create your own freedom box. Write down anything that is worrying you and place it in a box or container so that you are physically handing it over to the universe. Do this as many times as you feel is necessary in whatever situation you desire. And her message, her personal message for this card, I had to let go to let in.
Don't you love that catch-22?
Oh, yeah. So Denise, that was what came up for you. And she said spot on. So Denise, that was your reading. And Jess, you've got Fidget Gal with the animal reading. Hi, Jennifer. Thanks for joining us. And yes, I will add you to the list. Thank you. All right, let me go back up to
All right.
There's
So
hers.
I'm pulling from the animal deck just because you were talking about animals being messengers in particular lately. So interesting. These are similar messages. I got deer, which is pathfinder. Trust your instincts to guide you through this situation. And then also buffalo, which is abundance. You are provided for in all ways. So I feel like this could be like one sentence, you know? Or you could say, if you trust your instincts to guide you through this situation, you are provided for in all ways. So I feel like, Brenda, when you second guess your instinct is where you might run into, I don't even know what the word I'm looking for, but trusting your instincts feels like the main message here. But I also did feel it necessary to say, if you trust your instincts to guide you through the situation, then you are provided for in all ways. If you're not trusting yourself, it's probably gonna like add more bumpy situations that don't need to be there if you had just done the thing that you know. Like, I know that you already know, you know? Okay. You're so in tune that it would be your human mind that would be the only thing getting in the way of anything. Okay. So I just drew a third one from the animal deck, and we get dolphin, playfulness, take time for play. And so I really think that's very similar to the message I just gave to Christine as far as the doing the thing that brings joy. And again, I'm feeling like it's creative endeavors. I'm constantly in awe of your paintings, so I'm not sure if that's what it's talking about, or something. Even go to a playground and swing on the swings. Why am I seeing that? I'm not sure, but make a mud pie. I just think that the main message here is do what makes you feel good, and go with your instinct. If you have a question of the universe, ask, and then listen to what comes in, and don't second guess it. You're much more powerful than you give yourself credit for. I know this. I mean, I've known you for a bunch of years now, and I know that you're a queen. So trust yourself, and do the things that make you feel like, what's that word, unencumbered or something. It's like I see you swinging on a swing set, like with nothing, like just like swinging on a swing set and laughing and having fun. Yeah, trust yourself. That sounds kind of basic, but it's not easy to do, especially if you have a situation where you want an answer to. And sometimes your instinct is going to tell you to do something that, like, your brain's like, oh, that would cause some waves or something like that. Do it anyway. Do it anyway, because the waves that would come if you don't will be like way bigger. And it will only come back like a wave anyway. So I love you, and trust yourself, and go play. And if you have questions of the universe, ask. The universe will answer you for sure. For sure. I love you. No, I love you too.
Beautiful.
She's a queen.
Sounds like that resonated. We did have a troll. I took care of it, so thank you, Terry, for the for the heads up. Yeah, we will never solicit readings from anybody, so just remember that that's a good learning opportunity. Whenever we have a troll, you will come to us, and that is unethical, and we will never do that. So, troll situation handled. And Terry, you are actually up next. So I have 2 cards pulled for you. And Nicole, I did see you as well. So we have Terry, and then Jess, you have Beth, and I'll do Jennifer, and then we have Nicole.
Cool.
So Terry, I go up to, we got a lot of comments. I love this. Okay. So Terry, for you, from the Soul's Journey lesson cards, the card that came up is the Freedom card. I possess the power and the free will to create my own happiness. So as I said for Denise, same thing applies. The colors speak volumes on these cards. So that turquoise blue is all throat chakra. So I feel like this has something to do with using your voice for sure. And then the darker blue to the purple is third eye and then crown, respectively. So this is all very much related to your intuition, your psychic insight, and your connection to spirit. So I think that honing in on those 3 chakras, those are the 3 upper chakras. So those 3 in particular definitely help us communicate with our voice, whether that's verbal or nonverbal as well, but also our communication with spirit and paying attention to our dreamscapes. That's one of the things that came up a lot under the energies that we have going on now, but also with the full moon that we had on Saturday morning. I called it, the tagline I gave it was practical clairvoyance. So we can put these things into motion. We can definitely make our dreams and our imagination part of our reality just by taking the freedom and the time to exercise our will and do it. And there's a lot of energy right now that speaks very much to our sense of freedom. So breaking free from things that are holding you back is definitely, I think, part of this message, and definitely knowing that you have the power and you always have. It's kind of like Dorothy in The Wizard of Oz. Like, all she had to do was realize that she had the power herself the entire time. So that's the Soul's Journey lesson card for you. And then from the Peace Warrior deck, the pages in between, create the story you want to read. A lot of times we can get kind of in the nitty-gritty and in the weeds with the outcomes of a situation or a plan or something that we have going on in our lives that we're trying to achieve or do, and our mindset can get kind of focused solely on that, and we forget to notice that we are still writing the story in moment to moment. So I feel like and presence and being in the present moment was also definitely one of the things that came up with the full moon. So I think this speaks to just being present. Presence is present enough. And just remember that regardless of the end game or where you came from or where you're going, you are always, always, always writing the story in between. And that power is always in your hands. So those are the two for you, Terry.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Turquoise, that's her jam.
Love it. All right, Jess, you are next for Beth.
Beth?
Yep. Our Beth.
All right. I'm going right for the animals because I'm like, your energy is so focused and
that is exactly what she said. Those are powerful animal totems coming through. So
oh yeah.
For Fidget Gal, maybe for Beth too.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I'm just feeling like energy is really on. It's like directed. It's like powerful and directed in general. Beth's got her eyes on the prize. That's what I feel. Okay. So we get butterfly. Oh, transformation. Get ready for a big breakthrough. I feel like that's happening already, though, actually. Not like get ready for it. It's like you are in that. Like this would have been last week's card. You're breaking through. Let's see what else. I'm drawn to that blue too. As far as the throat thing, so I feel like you'll be saying some stuff and things. We have the sea turtle. Stop trying to make something happen. So maybe let go of some resistance in regards to the subject matter that this is talking about. The whole surrender thing. Yada yada, right? We've heard it a million times. But it's a constant process of surrendering. When you say surrender, it's like, oh, I surrendered. No, it's not like that. It's like a gradual, like, unclenching your grip on something or on everything, and then it's not just a thing that you do. It's a thing that's constantly, that you have to constantly and consciously do. And then we got the raccoon. You have all the resources you need. So I'm getting the impression that this is saying that you know what you need to do, and that you don't have to necessarily look towards institutions of any kind to direct you in. So you don't really have to look towards people or institutions for direction. Like you do your research, and you know what's going on, and you have the resources that you need. And so I'm going to give you the message also of going with your instincts. And I'm not saying like don't take people's advice if it sounds, but only like if it sounds like that's for you. There's no one way to. I'm getting the message that there is no one concrete way to achieve what you're looking to achieve, and so do it how it's best for yourself and your physical body, not just mental, or spiritual or emotional. The whole thing. You have what you need. You have knowledge and you have resources. natural resources. I'm hearing, not like. Let me just put one more. Oh, healing. Okay. So yeah, there's a billion ways to heal. So do your way. I feel like you've collected information, knowledge, and you're like turning it into wisdom. That's what this is. So you've collected the information and knowledge, and the transformation is the alchemy from knowledge and information into applied wisdom, in your body, in your life, all embodiment. Yeah, there we go. Okay, so there you go. I figured it out. Sorry. Yeah. So I feel like there's going to be like a bigger situation that you already know that this is applying to. So yeah, you got this. Love you. That's what I got.
Yeah, she commented breaking out of the cocoon.
Yeah, the cocoon stage is turning the knowledge and information into applied wisdom and embodiment of what you're like looking to do. So thank you. Oh, I wish you were too. I'm glad that makes sense, because that's pretty strong. It took me a minute to get there with but we did. Exactly.
I was just kind of thinking about that whole cocoon situation, and
Mhm.
it does kind of apply also to that you're writing the story and the pages in between part, because that cocoon phase is the most important. That's where you get to play with your imaginal cells and kind of set the intentions for what you're going to be when you come out. Yeah, pretty cool. Pretty cool. Okay, so we have Jennifer next, and then Nicole. And I just want to throw out some other comments. Terry said that the cards resonated, and the Wizard of Oz reference especially. So very honored, Terry. Thank you for asking and allowing us to read for you today. So yeah, and then Beth said, applies to, yeah, that makes sense. Definitely makes sense. All right, let me go get Jennifer. So Jennifer, love returning, new love, any insight. The two cards that came up for you, one from the Soul's Journey lesson cards, is the empathy card. I am open to seeing both sides of a situation. And I love the two primary colors on this card because they pretty much are end to end as far as our chakras go. So light purple, violet being the crown, and all the reds being the root. And look at that beautiful, beautiful flowery mandala that's on this card. I just think that's gorgeous. And I think there's a lot of messages getting threaded through today as far as dropping into our heart space, and heart healing and relationships definitely culminated around the full moon also. I'm sure that you're feeling that with that question. So this is a good reminder to do your best, even though sometimes it is the most difficult, but to see the other side of whatever this card is speaking to. So that's the message from the Soul's Journey lesson cards. And that's definitely a Saturnian thing. We have to take responsibility for how we responded, but also more importantly, how we've reacted. So whatever this is speaking to specifically, I think that's an important thing to remember, the reality of the situation, but also taking responsibility for whatever your part is in it. So that's the Soul's Journey lesson card for you, Jennifer. And then from the Peace Warrior deck, Rock Your War, card number 7, Find Your Voice. So we've got a lot of things coming up today as far as speaking up and exercising our throat chakra and our will and defending ourselves to an extent if that's necessary in the situation. But just know that I feel like this is speaking to your individuation to an extent, and having the courage. Like when we think of a roar, I always think of a lion first. So having the courage to show your most authentic, beautiful self, whatever the case may be, if that's in your own personal life, but professionally, and just know that your part in this work and being here on earth is being your most authentic and individual self. So even though sometimes it takes a little bit of extra courage to rock your world, especially in an individual way, I think this card speaks to that for sure. And card number 7 is the Mystic. So there's something I think related to your spiritual path going on with this card as well. But just remember to have empathy at all times and in all parts of the situation. So that was for you, Jennifer. Thanks for hopping on today and asking. All right, Jess, we have Nicole, and then it's almost 12:30, so I think we'll end after Nicole. How's that sound?
Sure. Okay. Let's see what we got here. Okay, I'm drawn to the Avalon deck. I haven't used these in a while for a live. I was all up on the Dreamweavers for like ever.
You are?
These are just my OG cards. I just tote around. It feels good actually to just be like, oh yeah, boop. All right. So that's me listening to myself.
It sure is.
Right. We have the horse, accepting help from another and delegating authority. I also, whenever a horse comes up, I also feel the need to mention freedom. You always have a choice. Even though that's not what this in particular card says, for me, horses represent freedom as well as, other things. But so accepting help from another, delegating authority. This is saying you don't have to do everything. And even if someone else does something and it's not exactly how you would do it, it's still getting done. There's a lot of different ways to do things. I'm feeling like there might be a lot of pressure to do all sorts of things, and there's not enough time or energy to do it. And that can be frustrating. This card is coming up to tell you that you don't have to do it all on your own. There are things that other people can help you out with and should be helping you out with. Let me draw a couple more. But also, I'm the freedom thing. You have a choice. There's always a choice. Somewhere there's always a choice. If you're feeling stuck, there are things to do about it. Look at that. So I drew the deer from a different deck. Whenever that happens, it's like the message is doubled down because these are unrelated card decks and I'm pulling the same card. So knowing that you have the resources that you need. This card in this deck is number 22, which we were just talking about, 222. Was that the Venus day? Venus and was it Mars?
Venus and Mars.
Okay, so yeah, the Venus and Mars meeting on the 22nd. It comes to mind when I'm seeing this and reading it here. It says gentleness and diplomacy. So I'm feeling like if there's frustration behind the fact that you do too much or do a lot, when you are asking for people to pick up their own slack, when you are delegating tasks, delivery is key. Now, this is great advice for myself. Often, I'm like, I don't regret anything I said. However, my delivery was terrible. Because you get to a point where you're like, and all the things you say are accurate. But like, personally, if someone comes at me a certain way, I will disagree with you, even if I agree with you, because you know what I'm saying? Don't come at me like that. So this is, I feel like saying in this task of delegating, and it's about balance too. I mean, if there are multiple people in a situation, shouldn't things be spread out a bit? Gentleness and diplomacy is key in requesting the delegating. But it feels like it's going to lift weight from you. This could be family, work, really anything or all. Okay, so then the third card comes with this is the Wasp. Anger, retaliation. So if people are used to a certain type of load bearing by you, or used to not having to carry their own weight, they're not gonna really, just know that there might be resistance. There will be, actually, but it's because it's unfamiliar, and so don't take a step backward in that. Just understand that it's because it's not, people get used to things, um so, and interesting, these cards are all in the 20s. So this one's 22, this one's 21, 22, and then 26, even though I shuffled really well. So the number 2, whatever that might mean, Urs, do you know? Probably balance, right? It feels like that.
Balance,
Just,
duality.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It feels like balance is at play here in multiple areas. It's just that I understand. I'm feeling like to get something done right, I need to do it myself, and that can be accurate, but that can also, there's different ways to do things and paths to an end result. So if someone else's method is not the same as yours, it's okay as long as the end result is comparable. And so to maybe loosen up the details, loosen up on like the exact logistics of how something would get accomplished, and like give other people a chance to do things how they would do, as long as the end result is acceptable. Delivery is key, like for real, because that's gonna, the retaliation, or it says anger and retaliation. I'm not really feeling like it's that severe though. But that big stinger butt is like right there, so just be diplomatic. It says diplomacy. It's just, when you're approaching the subject, don't do it at a time when you don't feel like your own emotions are going to get involved in the words that you're saying, because people can get defensive and take it as an insult. What, you don't think I'm blah blah blah, whatever. If we leave our egos out of it, basically, I think is what's being said. Give yourself a break. There's people around you that are capable, maybe not quite willing, but that's their problem. Okay, because if they're capable and they're in your life, then they should be contributing to a whole, so I hope that makes some sense. I feel like that's good advice for anyone, balancing, and you don't have to do everything on your own. Find the people that like are reliable though, to begin with, or more reliable. And you don't have to do everything yourself.
I think that's very much in alignment with the energies, especially all the 2s.
I feel that after some kind of conversations like this happen with whoever or whatever subject, you will actually feel lighter. Like your physical body will feel lighter on your shoulder area. Like maybe you have neck and shoulder pain or something going on. And I feel like if that's the case, it's a manifestation of the frustrations. So I feel like addressing some kind of situation like this will help you feel better physically too. So yeah.
Awesome.
Lol, I get that. I'm the same.
Yeah, that's what she said.
Just where you'd be like, I'll disagree even if I agree because you came at me wrong. Yeah, I'm notorious for that. I'm like trying not to, but it allows me to be more diplomatic in my delivery towards other people, because I know that about myself, and so I just know that about myself. So approach is, if it's key for me, that's got to be key for other people too, because we are all just human after all. So
yeah, she said it's spot on. Yeah,
you're welcome.
And Jen said, suddenly beautiful, life path 7. Jen, I can relate. I'm a life path 7 too. So Definitely on that for sure. Exploration and path of the mystic. So, all right, Jess, that concludes our list. So I think we'll just close out here for today. Thank you, everyone who joined
Thanks.
us live. Yeah,
Yeah.
thank you for asking for readings. And if you're catching the replay later at a later date, thanks for joining us on the replay. And just a reminder to everybody, if you're valuing our live shows and you value the reading that you got today, totally not necessary, but we have a virtual tip jar. The link is in the description for today's episode of Tuesday Live Readings. And if you can't find it there, you can just scroll down to the bottom of our homepage, and links to our Cash App, Venmo, PayPal are all right there. If you'd like to throw us a little bit of extra love with a donation, we greatly appreciate it. And then if you'd like to join us for our retreat, make sure you get your ticket by tomorrow at 11:59 p.m. for the full retreat. And then day passes will be on sale until Friday at 11:59 p.m. for Saturday. So that link is right on our homepage. It's just right there, right at the top, or just go right to the retreats menu. And that is all right there. You can explore our agendas are pretty much finalized for each day. Our meal plans are getting firmed up for each day, and we're really excited to just cook delicious food and share beautiful company with everybody that's coming, and also teach and learn from each other, which I'm excited about too. So retreat includes lodging for 3 days, Friday evening, all day Saturday, and Sunday morning, meals, and all the workshops that we're teaching, and some little goodies that we also have that we're preparing for everybody that's coming for the full retreat. So yeah, and we also, if you missed us today, we will be back not next week, as we'll be on travel from coming home from the retreat. We'll be back live on, I guess that would be what, March. So next Tuesday is the 5th. We will not be live next Tuesday. We'll be live again on the 12th. So you can catch us there, or we all also offer readings, and you can get to all of our services right on our homepage. And Jess, you want to say anything in closing?
Yeah, I'm gonna get to work on a mud pie making workshop, I think.
I love how that came up.
Let's put that down in there. Oh, it's happening. It's happening.
I think it'll be nice and muddy. I think it's supposed to be a little warmer this weekend, so we might have mud in Vermont to work with.
If anyone knows about mud season in Vermont, yep. Ooh, I can't wait. I'm gonna do it.
Oh, everyone's sending us love and gratitude. Thank you all as well. Yes, Denise, can't wait to meet you too. And if you're not joining us in the retreat or at the retreat, then we will see you live or on the socials or wherever you can like, share, follow us on Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube.
Our Soul Garden.
Also, yep, our Soul Garden membership, and also our email. Just subscribe to our email list and you'll stay in touch with us that way and get up-to-date information on everything that we're doing, everything that we're teaching, where we'll be live, where we'll be vending eventually. Yep, Facebook community is also there. That's completely complimentary. And Jess does a beautiful job managing that for us. And yeah, ta-ta for now, everyone. Bye.